So now that we flipped this level, we're no longer in a downtrend forming lower highs and lower lows. So things are going to start looking well now. And as we continue higher, of course, we're going to have retracements and stuff. So just keep in mind, this can't go up vertical forever, but we are back above 100,000. Now we can delete these lines here and focus on now the bigger picture. What I'm about to show you is by far my favorite perspective on Bitcoin that I have today. And it's going to be the post-election cycle, right? So these lines here are the presidential elections marked out, right? You can see at the bottom it says it there, there, and there. So you can see it runs up for about 12 to 13 months, right? So grab these three numbers, add them up, divided by 3. What do you get? Approximately 387, right? This is the weekly chart, so it's a little off. So assuming that it's going to continue, right, doing this, it should top around October, November. Okay, so before I show you the overlap of the prior 2 cycles, what I did was after the bull run, when it bottomed out here in this area, I pretty much did the bar pattern and I copied it from here all the way to the cycle top, right? So that was about 1,000 days essentially, and I did it for both bull runs. Same thing from the cycle bottom to the cycle top, right? So now I overlaid those 2 bull runs from the bear market bottom to the cycle top, and I started it from the most recent bear market bottom. It's about 1,000 days. It's a little bit short of that traditional 12 to 13 months of a bull run post-election. That gives us a good perspective on how much potential we have left, right? Looks like we're getting back to where we're supposed to be. And it was getting a little nerve-wracking being down here, getting too far away from our mean, but we can stay somewhat relative to here, right? Things can look pretty well, maybe get to 150, possibly 200K. One thing to keep in mind is that we still have a lot of time left. We're pretty much only halfway through the bull run right now. This is essentially our mid-cycle correction, right? You can see, well, look at the purple one. Had a mid-cycle correction, also had one here. And the blue one had a mid-cycle correction right here. That's pretty much what we just experienced, mid-cycle correction. Not all cycles are identical, but they often rhyme, right? Are we moving away from the traditional cycle perspective? Is that going to be a thing in the past from here on out? I don't know. But what I do know is that we are following the cycle correction. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't mean that we're going to be up here with the prices, right? Get to 500,000 per coin. I mean, who knows? Anything could happen. But I'm looking at this from a timing perspective. It looks like we still have a bit of time to go, right? Anywhere from October to about November, possibly extending out into December. Well, Ethereum is back from the dead, finally breaking out of this downtrend. It's looking very promising now. Our goal is to get above this area right here. So once we get above there, it's going to look pretty promising. Can hold that as support and then finally get over that 5K mark into actual price discovery. And before I get sacrificed for pulling up this chart, just have some hope. Have some freaking hope. Can this be the bottom for ETH BTC? If so, what's going to happen to our beta plays? The expansion for Total 3 is going to be unheard of. I mean, we were barely able to get over that 2021 peak. So watch what happens once this breaks out and goes crazy. Memes are going to go berserk. So in my last video, I showed that the EMA, I think it was the 9 EMA, it was bouncing above, and it finally gave me hope for Brett to finally break out of his range. So I said I would come back once things come back to life. Here I am, 18, 20 days later. So I have here on the chart 50 EMA, and the last time we were actually holding above it was at the literal top. So we finally broke out of this downtrend, retested the EMA, and we're continuing up now. Now, keep in mind, if Brett was able to get to 2.3 billion market cap when Total 3 wasn't even able to make a new high, what do you think is going to happen when Total 3 actually breaks out and goes crazy? I'm talking several billions. And of course, Pepe, the Doge of this cycle, printing fat meat sticks. We're just getting started, man. This is halfway through the bull run. You're not prepared for what's coming next, I promise.